What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, we're going to talk about this brand new Odin's Trial Dungeon event. So we went over this kind of briefly just in the calendar. And I got to tell you guys that this event sounds like a bunch of nothing. So let's take a quick look at the calendar here. It says the Odin's Trial. It's a special event. Look at these super special rewards that we're going to get. So along with the event dungeon, we're launching a new type of tournament. Okay, first of these is the Odin Trial. So it's saying the first of these, so maybe there's more in the future. Keep in mind that the special event dungeon will be around for 8 weeks. So we'll probably see some of these in the future. Clear stages in the event dungeon to win artifacts and accessories and earn tournament points. The better the gear, the more points you get. So basically dungeon diver rules or current existing tournament rules. The rewards you get may differ slightly depending on your level. So honestly, I think it's the same thing. It's just focused on one tournament, one dungeon, which is, I mean, basically what the dungeon tournaments are. They're focused on one singular dungeon. How is this any different than what we are already getting in game? It's actually insane that they would call this special. All right, so a little bit more info on this new Odin's Trial tournament. Like I said, guys, it's nothing new, even though they've been hyping it up as a brand new tournament. It's basically a dungeon tournament in this one dungeon. It's basically saying, check this out, guys. Odin's Trial tournament is first of its kind and is focused specifically on the event dungeon, but it works exactly like the other dungeon-related tournaments. So it's one of a kind, but it works exactly like the dungeon-related tournaments. Okay. So simply earn as many artifacts and accessories from the event dungeon as possible to get your hands on awesome rewards. We know the rewards won't be awesome ever. Whenever they use the word awesome, it's never awesome. Similar to regular dungeon tournaments, the better gear you win, the more tournament points you earn. Exact same mechanic as our existing tournaments. So the first Odin's Trial tournament will start at 11 UTC Thursday and will run until 11 UTC Sunday. Don't miss out on blah, 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 blah. The thing is, the gear from this dungeon is great, right? The pinpoint set is awesome. So awesome that I literally have not farmed at all on this dungeon at all in live. Basically, I've just been using my free energy on whatever other dungeons were active, whatever other events were active. But since this Odin's tournament will become active today, I will be focusing my energy on the Odin's event dungeon. I mean, it makes sense, right? Also, we have 8 weeks to farm this dungeon. I'm not in any hurry. I'm also anticipating that they will do a 2x or 3x boost on this event dungeon sometime in the future, right? Sometime in the future. Maybe when the hype dies down or whatever, since this will last 8 weeks. Keep in mind that they might not necessarily boost up pinpoint. Maybe they boost up days or they boost up crit damage or something. That's maximum troll job from Plarium there, right? If they do that, of course. But yeah, not a bad time to focus some energy on the event dungeon. Since we can double dip on the dungeon divers, and of course we'll be farming towards the Odin's Trial tournament as well. Keep in mind this dungeon diver is pretty horrendous in terms of overall value. This 6,000 points here is basically equivalent to 8,000 energy or so. 8,000 energy. It is a bit of a longer dungeon diver. I think it's 4 days. So actually, is it even 4 days? 3 days. It's only 3 days and it's about 8,000 energy for this jewel. I think it's pretty horrendous value, to be honest. This 45 jewel goes into this brand new summon pool for Soulstones. Now, this is another thing here. This Soulstone summon pool is Void Soul summon pool. You know, like, most people don't really have that many Void champions. And if they do, they're probably the free ones. So, like, Mithrala, that's about it. Mithrala is the only one that most people would probably have out of all these champions. It would have been like kind of better if they put like Visix here or even Arbiter here. Like, why not put those champions there? It might actually be more applicable for more people, right? But yeah, these champions, like, you know, they're good champions, but most people won't have this. Therefore, the value of this is actually really low. Cost 45 to summon, so you have exactly one summon from about 8,000 energy worth of farming. I think it's probably a little bit more, maybe 8,500. I mean, that's pretty significant amount of energy to throw into Odin's trial, but we could probably see some insane numbers for that Odin trial tournament. So keep that in mind if you're trying to do any kind of sniping or anything like that. Personally, depending on the rewards from the Odin's trial, I might invest a little bit more energy than usual. Like I said, you're double dipping in the tournament and then you're double dipping in this dungeon divers event. For me personally, I might actually go for this Prism jewel, depending on how much how much work I can get in terms of spending the energy on the new dungeon. The new dungeon I can do pretty quick, so the energy can flow pretty easily. Also, I want to try something new with this Soulstone event. So basically what happens is that with the Prism pools, so the Prism pools, you see here I have 35 crystals. The last Prism pool event was actually 35 crystals to summon a auto summon from your shards, from your Prism shards. But because I didn't collect these, I let them expire in the event, and then these showed up into my inbox here after the pool ended. I get to save these for the next pool. It's a gamble on the next pool, but I didn't want to pull during the current pool. So I want to try the same thing with this Soulstone. I want to get the 45 crystals or whatever from the dungeon diver, and I'm going to hold on to it until this Altar of Souls summon pool expires. So I can save those 45 pieces for the next summon pool. It's a little bit of a bigger gamble because these events don't happen very often. So it's you're definitely banking on like future value of those 45 crystals that you're getting for the future. Because if I want to say, oh, I don't like this pool, I'm going to wait for the next one. I want to try to see if it actually works because I never tried it before. First of all, these events don't happen often enough for you to try. And usually the pools were good enough that it was worth pulling. So here, I wouldn't mind saving the 45 to pull at a later date. Yeah, keep in mind that this does feel like it's not really worth doing because you get a chance at these rares, which are really bad, and then obviously the low 2 and 3 stars, pretty high percentage, right? Low 2 and 3 stars from the epic and the legendary pool. What is that? 70%? 70% chance you're gonna get a 2-star. Is that how it works? Something like that, right? 70-80%. Anyways, but yeah, there's a chance you get some pretty low value stuff, and yeah, the pool is not particularly interesting for me. Like I have like a 3-star warlord, 5-star Sifi, 5-star Mithrala. George's with 4 stars, Lydia's 2 stars. I mean, there's some hits here that I could hit, right? But it's the ones that are, the ones that I've already kind of invested in, like 2 or 3 minimum. So it's kind of a wash. It's kind of, yeah, I'd rather just save it for another pool, to be honest. So I'm going to try that out. Probably going to go for a dungeon diver and then try to drag the 45 into another pool. But like I said, it might be a long time before I can actually extract some value from it. So to reiterate, what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably get this 45 Prism Jewel and then just let the Dungeon Diver event expire. You see here the Dungeon Diver event lasts 2 days and 11 hours. So that's when the event will stop, and then you can kind of see it'll be like grayed out, right? It'll be grayed out if you have some existing resources yet to be claimed, like this. For example, this Dragon Turn attack, it shows a red dot. It's grayed out, but then it says rewards will expire in 13 hours or whatever. So I'm going to let the Dungeon Diver hit that point, leave the red dot there, leave the the blue crystals there, and then let the event expire. Keep it like this. Summon pool expires in 3 days 10 hours, which is 1 day after the Dungeon Diver expires. So this pool will end before the Dungeon Diver's expiration on the resources will end. Therefore, it should work. I think it should work. But I'm going to test it out for science, for everybody, and I'll report back in a future video. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Happy farming, happy CVC, and I'll see you guys in the next one.